So let's go back to half guard top. First thing I want everybody to be thinking about as you're looking for those different positions. A lot of times I'll see a class taught like in this format. Okay, so guys, we're going to come in here, we're going to look for the underhook, we're going to look for the crossface, again, fighting my hand in here, and so on and so forth. Then you go to, say, a traditional underhook, crossface, smash pass. There's a lot of work to be done before that, and you're taking a lot of things for granted if you're just talking in that sequence. Because as soon as you get into a competitive rolling situation, if you haven't actually drilled the different aspects of the posture before that, you're going to be giving up a lot of things. So one of the areas we always talk about here is the bottom leg is the dangerous one. But a lot of people will focus on the top leg, especially if it's not just locking you in a figure four, but if it's across here, in my shoulder, anything like this, because that's the one that will annoy you, frame you out, and can disrupt your base a little bit. But this is the one that can come out, can, say, get a triangle on me, a submission, or the hook can pull out and sweep me. So the first thing I want to do in here, always know where both sides of the body is, okay? Otherwise, he could, if I get careless and my arm's just floating in here, he could arm drag me and sit right up to my back. So number two, I always want to have the hip control. I always want to be looking to block out that top leg. If I cannot have to address it, it makes my life much easier. At the same time, I always need to control that most dangerous weapon, the bottom leg. And then obviously watching what he's doing with his hands in case he can snap me into a choke or something like that. Or from here, I either have to have my knee in tight or I'm going to be controlling this. As soon as my knee comes away, I have to have my hand here controlling. And in terms of head position, if I can keep him from balling up underneath me, I'm just going to keep my head inside his shoulder here or underneath his chin where I can start to separate his knees from his chest, keep him flat, and then I can work from there. If you put a lot of time and energy into isolating this stage of the game while your partner gives you some work, and then moving from this point into a nice low underhook without ever letting that leg come inside. So notice I'm not too high where he can bump and get his underhook underneath me, but instead nice and low, fighting in here, and now start to stretch him out. Okay, so now it keeps moving. Good, I've gotten to this stage. Now I can start to keep that arm rotating up, pushing his shoulder to the mat, and now working in for a good grip, such as a crossface, paper cutter position, whatever you want to be able to finish.